the deer, the crow, and the tortoise.
There were 3 animals who were friends: a deer, a crow, and a tortoise. One day the deer went to look for food in the forest and was caught in a hunting trap. When the tortoise and the crow went to search for the deer, they saw him in the trap. They asked him, "Why did you not see the trap?" Then the deer told them, "Oh, friends, I was wrong. Please help me to save my life."
The crow and the tortoise agreed to help the deer. Then the crow took some water to soften the trap, and the tortoise gnawed the trap. They gnawed the trap from evening to dawn, but they could not sever it. They could sever only 2 strings. When the hunter was coming, the crow and the tortoise told the deer, "Friend, now the hunter will come soon. We can gnaw only 2 strings. You must break it yourself." While the 3 animals spoke to one another, the hunter came. Then the crow and the tortoise left the deer alone. They entered the forest to wait for the deer. When the deer saw the hunter come near him, the deer broke the trap and went away into the forest. The hunter was very sorry to lose the deer. Then he ran after him to bring him back, but he could not run so fast. And then he saw the tortoise, who hid in the forest. The hunter brought the tortoise back and set the trap again. When the crow saw the hunter take the tortoise back, he told the deer a plan to save the tortoise from the hunter. Then the crow said to the deer, "Let the hunter run after you. He will drop the tortoise down, and then you must run into the forest." The deer agreed. When the deer ran near the hunter, he pretended to have a broken leg. He ran on only 3 legs in front of the hunter.
The hunter did not know the deer's tricks. Then he thought that the deer had a broken leg because he was caught by the trap, and he ran after the deer. When the deer looked back, he saw that the hunter did not drop the tortoise yet, so he planned to be crippled animal again and ran slowly. The hunter thought, "What good is this tortoise? He is enough for only 2 meals, but the deer will give me much meat." The hunter dropped the tortoise into the bush. The deer saw the hunter drop the tortoise, and he let the hunter get close to him. When he was far enough from the place where the hunter dropped the tortoise, the deer came back and picked up the tortoise with his mouth, and the crow guided them into the forest. They lived in the forest peacefully.
Let's learn, practice, and listen to the story.
Oh wait, if you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.
The Hungry Liar.
Once, a boy lived with his mother who fed a pip. When the pip grew up, the boy wanted to eat it. He said, "Mother, I want to eat pork." "Mother, may I kill your pig to eat it?" The mother refused, saying, "No, why do you like to eat so much? Keep him to sell." When the boy heard his mother's refusal, he still wanted to eat pork day after day. One day, the boy woke up and told his mother, "Mother, God sent me a dream last night of a place where there is a lot of gold. Mother, could you go with me to bring the gold?" The mother asked him, "Where is it?" "If you go with me and do as I tell you, you will see the gold," said the boy. The boy, with his mother, took a basket and went to the forest far away from home. Then the boy covered a place with the basket and sat tightly on it and called his mother. "Mother, come to help me to push the basket down on this place where there is a lot of gold. Mother, keep on pushing it and wait for me while I run back home to get a hoe to dig for the gold. Mother, keep on pushing this basket. Do not leave it. If you leave it, the gold may go away." When the mother heard what her son told her, she pushed on the basket strongly and waited for him to come from home. The boy arrived at home, killed the pig, and asked his friends to eat and drink happily. The mother waited for him in the forest for a long time. She did not see him come back and was very tired. Her hands and legs were weary, so her hands left the basket. Then she looked in the basket. Nothing was in it. When the mother knew that her son had played a trick on her, she came back home. She saw that her son had eaten up the pork with his friends and drank happily. She was very angry with him and told her brother, "My son is very bad. I will not feed him any more. You must put him in the sack and throw him alive into the river." "What is wrong with you? Why do you want to kill your son?" said her brother. She told him, "He played a trick on me, asking me to stay in the forest and to collect gold. I had waited for him a long time in the forest until I was hungry. When I came back home, I saw that he, with his friends, had killed my pig and ate it. I had only one pig which I fed for sale." Then her brother put the boy in the sack and brought him to the river. When he arrived at the river, the boy said to his uncle, "Oh, my uncle, please have pity on me. I will die, so please go back home and bring my book of lies, which I put on the shelf. When I die, I will be reborn. If I do not have the art of lying, how could I play a trick for food? I may die again." The uncle took pity on his nephew, and then he went back home to pick up the book for him. The uncle left him by the side of the river. At that time, a leper came to the boy. On learning that there was a leper nearby, he said, "To heal my leprosy, I have been in this sack a long time, but I can't see for myself if it has been cured or not. But when I touch my body, it seems to have been cured." The leper heard that the boy was in the sack to treat the leprosy. So he asked the boy, "Have you been cured?" The boy told him, "Because I have been a leper, one put me a long time in this sack for being healed. But I do not know whether I have been healed or not. Please have pity on me to untie the sack." The leper untied the sack to get the boy out. The boy got out and brushed himself off and said, "I am healed." The leper heard the boy say he had cured. Then he asked the boy, "May I cure my leprosy in your sack?" The boy was very happy, and he thought, "I won't die. I have this leper to die for me." The boy told the leper, "If you want to heal very fast, you must not speak to him." When the leper knew the boy's explanations, he got in the sack and told the boy to tie it up. The boy tied the sack and went away from it. His uncle could not find the lying book, so he knew that his nephew told him a lie. His uncle was very angry, and he thought, "When I arrive at the river, I will throw him into the river." So he walked with a stick. The boy wanted to be cured, so he kept silent. The uncle thought that it was his nephew, and after the drubbing, he threw him into the water. When the boy went away from the leper, he met another liar who bathed. That liar saw the boy from afar. He dived for a while and then emerged. "I dived to the bottom of the river. I saw people playing cards. I won and I got a lot money, but I could not take it with me. I brought only a little." The boy heard and trusted him, so he dived into the river to take the money from people. When he dived, he hit his head on a tree in the water, and it started to bleed. Then he knew that man who told him was a liar too. The boy planned to get even with him and came out of the water. "When I dived into the water to ask for the money from people as you have told me, I saw many people playing games. I won and got a lot money. When I asked for the money from them, they told me to ask you. If you do not believe me, look at my broken head." The liar knew that the boy was clever to lie against a liar. Finally, the liar gave him some money and asked him to be brotherly so they could lie together from that day on.
Welcome to Mr. BT Channel. Please like and subscribe for more English story.
The Two Neighbors. Once, there were two neighbors. One day, they planned to set traps to catch animals. As the sun was setting behind the mountain, they left together for the forest. In the forest, one said, "I will set my trap near the foot of the tree, because this tree has many fruits, and at night many animals come to eat the fruits." The other one said, I want to set my trap here too, but now if you set it near the foot of the tree, I will set mine on the top of the tree, and we shall see tomorrow whose trap will catch the animals." After discussion, one set his trap near the foot of the tree, and the other set his trap on the top of the tree. Then they came back home. But the man who set the trap on the top of the tree, after reaching home that night, discussed this with his wife. He said, "Of all our ancestors, did you ever hear if anyone who set a trap on the top of the tree caught four-footed animals who walk on the earth? But right now, if I have set my trap on the top of the tree, how will it catch an animal? Thus, I will have to wake up very early, and if I see my neighbor's trap on the ground catching an animal, I shall take it off and put it in my trap at the top of the tree, and then I will again go with him to see the trap. Then I have to give a share of the animal to Judge Sek. If my neighbor does not agree with me, he will go to Judge Sek too, and Mr. Sek will let me win." The husband and wife, after discussion, went to bed, but the man woke up very early. He smoked and left his home to see his trap. He saw his friend's trap holding a deer, and then he took off the deer and put it in his own trap. After that, he returned home. At dawn, the man who set the trap on the ground asked the other man to come and see their traps. But the other man said, "Do not be in a hurry. My trap will not catch any animal because it is at the top of the tree. Maybe your trap is holding some animal. If your trap is holding some animal, you had better give me some meat to eat." He spoke proudly because he already knew what was there. The two men left their home together to see their traps. Unfortunately, the trap on the top of the tree was holding an animal. The man who had the trap in the tree said, "Hi, look, you did not believe me. I told you, do not set the trap on the ground, set it on the tree. Now look, whose trap is holding the animal?" He climbed up the tree and took down the deer. The two neighbors came home together. The man whose trap was on the tree went to see Judge Sek and told him, "I and my neighbor set trap. My friend set it on the ground, and I set it on the top of the tree. I took the deer caught in his trap. If the case comes to you, you have to cover over my fault and give the punishment to my friend." Then Judge Sek got a share of the deer and said, "You have to bring a lot of beetles and arekas very early for tomorrow when your friend comes to see me. I will ask him to bring the same thing. As he is very poor, he cannot bring anything, so you will win the case. Go ahead to find the beetle and arekas." The man who had set the trap on the ground was disappointed and did not agree with his friend about the catch. So he went to the Judge Sek and told him the same way as his friend had told him. Mr. Sek said to him the same as he said to his friend. In the morning, the man who had set the trap on the tree brought a lot of things very early to Mr. Sek. But the poor man who had set the trap on the ground could not bring anything to Mr. Sek. He was afraid of losing the case and of being in prison. He ran from village to find the beetles and arekas. He went and met another judge, Mr. Rabbit. Mr. Rabbit asked him, "What is the matter that you are running about like this? Stop." He said, "Please help me, because I and my friend went to set the trap together, but I put it on the ground and my friend's trap was on the tree. Unfortunately, my friend's trap on the top of the tree caught an animal. I did not believe this, so went to see the judge. The judge ordered me to bring the beetles and arekas very early. The one who could not bring them to him will be punished. This is why I am very afraid." Judge Rabbit said, "Do not be afraid. This afternoon we shall go together." In the afternoon, they went together to Judge Sek's house. He said, "Why are you so late? You lost your case." Mr. Rabbit answered, "We are very late because we went to see fish flying and eating the leaves at the top of the tree." Mr. Sek said, "Who ever heard that? From the time of our ancestors. I have never heard that the fish fly and eat the top leaves of the tree." Mr. Rabbit answered, "From the time of our ancestors, I have never heard that he who set the trap on the tree can catch an animal who is a quadruped. Do you hear it, every one of you people?" Mr. Snake was quiet. Mr. Rabbit convinced the court that the man who had the trap on the tree should go to the prison. Mr. Snake was ashamed before the people because of his ambition. He sat quietly and looked towards the wall. Ambition is put to shame before law.
A dwarfish dog.
There was a man who fed a dog who could give him all kinds of service. One day, the man went to work in the field, but before he left his house, he had told his wife to let the dog carry the food for him in the afternoon. In the afternoon, when his wife had finished cooking, she tied the basket of food to the dog's neck and told him to carry it to his master. The dog ran towards the field where his master worked, but when he was halfway from home, there flowed a small river which was not shallow enough to be crossed by walking. And as there was no boat there, and the dog could not avoid it, he began to swim across the river, for it was midday and almost lunchtime. When the dog swam across the river, the food became soaked in water. But he ran straight to his master. The master untied the basket from the neck of the dog and opened it. On seeing that the food was soaked in water, he was very angry with the dog and struck him with a stick. The dog was annoyed with his master and thought,
"I am very powerful, but the stick is much more powerful than I am. He hit me, so I had better pray to the God to change my body into a stick. Please, change me into a stick."
When the dog prayed to the god, he came and changed the dog into a stick as he wished. The stick dog flew everywhere and hit everyone. All the people were annoyed with the stick dog. Then they asked the god to change the stick, so the god made fire to burn the stick dog. When the stick dog saw fire burning him, he thought that fire was much more powerful than the stick. Then he begged the god to change him into fire. The god changed the dog into fire as he wished. The fire dog spread everywhere, burnt everything. The world was very angry with the fire dog. Then they asked the god to weaken it. The god brought down rain to stop the power of the fire. The fire dog thought that fire was not as powerful as rain, so he begged the god to change his body into rain. The god changed the dog into rain as he wished. The rain dog played havoc with agriculture. The world was very angry with rain. Then they told the god to weaken the rain. The god brought wind to stop the rain. The rain dog was overpowered by the wind. Then he begged the god to change him into wind. The god changed the dog into wind as he wished. When the dog became wind, he blew everything away, uprooted trees, destroyed boats, houses, and killed many people. The world was very angry with the wind dog, and they asked the god to check wind. Then a hillock was put up before him. The wind dog could destroy everything, but could not destroy the hillock. The dog thought that the hillock was more powerful than he. Then he asked the gods to change him into a hillock. The god changed him into a hillock as he wished. When the dog was made a hillock, the buffalo gored and destroyed him. Then the dog begged the god to change him into a buffalo as he wished. When the dog became a buffalo, people could not use him because he was very strong, cord running through his nose. As the buffalo dog could not break the cord, he thought that the cord was more powerful than a buffalo, so he asked the god to change him into a cord. The god changed him into a cord as he wished. The god changed the buffalo dog into a cord, but later there came a dwarfish dog near the cord and ate up the cord because it was made of leather. When the cord dog saw that a dwarfish dog was more powerful than he, then he asked the god to change him again into a dwarfish dog. The god changed the cord dog into a dwarfish dog as the cord dog wished. The cord dog became again a dwarfish dog that he had been in the past.
A long eel and a long cooking pot.
Once there was a family, a husband and a wife. One day, the husband went out for a walk and bought a long eel for his dinner. He thought,
I will have a good dinner today.
he gave it to his wife and said,
Cook some soup for dinner.
his wife looked at the eel and wondered,
Where could I find a cooking pot long enough to cook this eel?
She went to a shopkeeper and asked the man if he had a long cooking pot. The man replied,
I'm sorry, there is no long cooking pot in my store, but if you want it, you had better wait for it. I will ask the potter to make a special pot for you.
So she returned home and told her husband.
I could not find a long cooking pot to make eel soup for you.
What? No cooking pot long enough to put in your eel and to cook it?
Her husband looked over his shoulder and said,
If you can't cook it, you should hang it up on the wall.
He lay down on his bed, his right hand on his forehead, and thought.
How stupid my wife is.
Then he went into the kitchen to cook it, and after finishing the work, called her to eat the dinner. After the dinner, her husband went out. When she was alone, she went into the kitchen and looked around to find out the long cooking pot in which her husband had cooked the eel. For a long time she could not find it, but finally she found it.
Hey, how could my husband cook it with the short cooking pot?
She was very much surprised. She looked into the cooking pot and finally saw that there was a little piece of eel at the bottom of the cooking pot. She put her head into the cooking pot to lick the little piece of eel. She cleaned the cooking pot with her tongue and she hummed alone.
It is so delicious.
When the pot was dried, she could not get her head out of the cooking pot. She didn't know how to take the pot off, and so she went to hide behind the granary.
The Fisherman and His Wife.
There was a man who went fishing with his son in a river. When he dropped his fishing line into the river, it got tangled around the root of a tree. But the man thought that his fishing line caught a big fish. He could not lift the line. Then he told his son to go home and tell his wife to quarrel with the family and the neighbors, because he did not want his relatives to ask for some fish. Then his son went to his house to tell his mother to provoke a quarrel. She put on only a strip of cloth round her chest and a sampot under her navel, and she pretended to be like a foolish woman. Then she painted her face black and then went to her relatives' houses. All her relatives saw her in a strange condition, so they asked her,
Hi, why did you do this? Why do you put black coal on your face?
Then she blamed them and called them names.
Damned? Are your heads heavy when I paint my face black? What is that to you? Do I hurt you when I paint my face black?
All her relatives heard her calling them names, and they were very angry with her. Then they called her names in return. Some were very angry. They took her to the judge. The judge asked her to pay money to those whom she called names. After the fisherman had told his son to ask his wife to provoke a quarrel with his relatives, he dived to take the fish that the fishing line had caught. When he dived into the water, his head was hurt by the tree which got tangled with the fishing line. His eyes began to bleed. Then he fumbled around to find the fish, but he found only the root of the tree. Then he got out of the water and put up his hands to shield his eyes. And finally, he went to the place where he had took off his clothes. But while he dived into the water, his clothes were blown away by the wind. The fisherman felt very cold. His eyes pained him very much, and he wanted to go home, but he could not go because he was naked. Then he hid within a bush till night came. At night, he crept into his house, but he could not get into his house because it was lighted. Then he called his wife to give him some cloth. After putting this on, he entered his house. His wife told him that she gave as a fine all the money and goods to their relatives because she called them names. The two lost everything. The man did not catch the fish, his eyes were hurt, his clothes were gone, and his wife was fined by the judge.